Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to give you a prediction reading for the 20th of June. Now, if you are new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through to you and get messages to you, so stay watching. And I just wanted to mention yesterday I talked about the coal freight train that had tipped over and spilt everywhere. That was actually in America. Sorry guys, I only saw the last little snippet of it on the news, so I didn't know where it had actually happened, but it was actually in America. So much has been happening here in Australia, I got myself all muddled up, but that, just to let you know, that was actually in America. So not only are we burning, well not burning, but are there mysterious fires in the substations here in Australia, but there's also things going on globally as well. So yes, we do have a lot of questions, that's for sure. So I'll just close my eyes and we'll just get started. Oh God. Yesterday I talked about Albanese, our Prime Minister, and a lot of other Prime Ministers being in this land rocket ship where they were really taking off in the representation of their agenda rolling out. And now I'm getting that quote that they feel the need for speed, which is a quote out of Top Gun. But they're feeling that pressure now for speed. They need this to go even faster. They can feel that people are waking up. Now, I keep saying people are waking up, and people are waking up. And now government knows people are waking up. So they feel this need for speed where they just going to have to go faster. They're going to have to start to roll these things out faster. No matter whether people see it or they don't see it, they're kind of getting to that point now where they're kind of going, well, does it really matter if people see it now because we're rolling it out anyway? We're going to do whatever we want. So this is the kind of attitude that we're dealing with now, is they don't really care. Like, how sad's that? They don't even care about the little people that are like waking up in all this chaos and confusion. They're just going to steamroll over them. Well, that's their plan. And I'm definitely getting that need for speed. So the government and the parliamentary leaders are feeling that pressure, which is great. And they're feeling that need for speed to get this agenda rolled out. So that's definitely the message I'm getting today. That they need. I said that they'd brought it all forward, like 2030 agenda. I don't think so. It's like the 2025 agenda, we could call it now. I said that they've brought it all forward. They've had to hurry it up. I'll just see where else we go with this. Yeah, they're definitely starting to roll all this out. I'm getting definitely visuals of the little cars. We talked about the electric cars coming down smaller. I think it's you. Yes, it is. Louise out there, you've got a little Noddy car. I asked if I could borrow the name Noddy Car. If anyone's watched Noddy, the children's show, he drives this little cute little car on there. So they're going to be like little Noddy cars, and we're all going to be just bopping along in our little electric Noddy cars. So I'm definitely getting that that's going to start to roll out even faster now. They're really looking at downsizing the electric cars because they have to keep sort of true to their word that they're implementing all of this for the greater good and the climate and the environment. You know, we know the quotes are going to start hitting us soon, the reset agenda quotes. I talk about them all the time. You know, there'll be these there'll be these posters, and they're going to just have quotes on them. There'll be like the little Noddy car and someone in it, you know, waving. And then there'll be like the quote, you know, are you being sustainable? Or it'll just start now. We're just going to get hit and we're going to get bombarded with these quotes. I talk about it all the time. And they're going to implement and start planting lots and lots of seeds now. So don't be surprised if things start to really pop up. Just subliminally. It's going to be subliminal, but not to us because we see it. So it's not going to be subliminal to us, but to a lot of these people waking up, they're going to be these subliminal messages to kind of, I guess you could almost say it's like to create that guilt in people. Like, are you doing your bit to save the environment? You know, are you, again, it's like shaming and guilting people into things, isn't it? You know, it was like with the whole jab experience. If you weren't getting jabbed, well, you were the weak links and you were causing this virus to spread amongst the community and you got blamed for that. even if you were locked in your house and weren't even going out. We got blamed for stuff like that here in Australia. I know you guys would have too. People were saying that we were still spreading it into the old age homes, but every time they posted that, I'd just post, and my husband and I'd just keep posting stuff like, how's that work when we're locked in our houses? And then, you know, they wouldn't answer you because we were still in lockdown when all the virus was spreading through everything. So, you know, zero logic. But because they were fed that, of course, from the media, and this is what's going to start to happen again. But it's not going to happen to us. If you're watching my video, this is now happening to the people waking up. They're getting made to feel like this shame and this guilt about they're not doing enough for the environment, and are they really helping? You know, are they making everything sustainable? You know, are they doing everything for the goodness of the planet? This is what's going to happen. They're going to get bombarded because they're compliers. See, we're not compliers. We don't comply to the BS and the garbage that they throw at us all the time. We're still over here welding down the pile of hurdles that they keep chucking in front of us. But these people now, they're going to try and feed them. It's not a mass psychosis. I don't feel it's a mass psychosis. We know there's still a heap stuck in that. But these people aren't in the mass psychosis now because of them. They're starting to see the truths. But they're going to still get these subliminal messages, which will cause, of course, that hesitation in them to really abandon ship. They'll still be in this like two minds. And this is where they've got their battle now. Do I stay, you know, complying and following government and doing as I'm told like a good little schoolboy or girl, or do I jump ship and be an independent thinker and have my freedom, like, you know, and fight for my rights and my children's rights moving forward? They've got a lot to process now. And that's why they're going to target their subliminal minds. Because you think about it, when you're hit with a lot of subliminal messages, you start to think about things and you start to be unsure, and it sort of unsettles you again. So that's what I feel like is going to start happening. There's going to be a lot of this subliminal quotes and messages, and particularly I believe visuals as well. We're going to get a lot of visuals coming up as well. Could be on our feeds as well on our phones. We know how good they are with the algorithms at listening to everything we say and do and what we type in and doing a data analysis on us all. I'm definitely getting that today, that they're going to really be working on these people that are waking. They're sort of trying to recapture them again with trickery, which we know it always is with trickery. You know, the things that I question is, why is the Pfizer data just not being shared around, and why is it all being swept under the carpet? It's so sad that people are still being told to go and get but they're still not being shown that data, you know. It's completely mad, and they think that you're making it up. It's just nuts. I know you guys are experiencing that too. Oh, there's so much injustice in the world at the moment, isn't there? It's just unfair. Anyway, just having a rant. We'll see what else comes up today. Now, the guides are talking about legacy. Like, what legacy do you want to leave for your children? Or what legacy do you want to leave for your planet? You know, this is about what we want to imprint and leave behind when we go. So, you know, we all chose very early to change the direction all this was going. So we all stood up, we marched, we protested, we fought back if you've been injured or if you fought against mandates. So many reasons you might be on my channel. We all fought back, and we wanted to create a different world going forward, and we chose on this channel to call it Terra Bella. So we're trying to live our best life around all this nonsense, and this is what the guides are saying. Like, what legacy, like, what do you want to leave for your children? And you know, that's something that Tim and I have always been very strong in. We've always told our kids that you have to stand to what's true and correct to you, not to the masses. So you've got to, and I know you guys would think the same pretty much as we do, you've got to be your own independent thinker. And this is what their guides are saying. You know, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Do you want to leave behind and have that image for other people that you just be a sheep and you do what you're told and you always comply? Because they're you know, that's what's going to come behind you. But we chose that we didn't want that moving forward. So now these people are definitely having to make these choices now. Like, what legacy do they want to leave behind? Do they want to leave behind to their kids? You do whatever government tells you. You never stand up against government. You always be dictate. Like, is that what they really want? See, these are the thing. This is about legacy. What are you going to leave behind you when you go? You know, we're all getting older. We're not all on this earth forever. It takes us all eventually at all different stages in our life. So this is a lot about legacy. What are you going to leave behind? Gosh, here in Australia now, just reminds me, speaking of legacy, because a lot of people want to leave behind, you know, their houses and something that they can give to their kids as well, their homes or anything they've invested in. And now in Australia, they just announced it, I think it was last night, they're actually going to reward like nurses and doctors and frontline workers, I think it was. They're going to put 2% up so they can buy houses near the hospitals and things. So the government's now helping them with home loans, rewarding again. Isn't that absurd? But, you know, all the while, they're going to own 40% of that house. So, you know, those people don't know where that's all going to head. So again, they're probably not going to have a house to leave to their children because we know, all of us that are away, the government's going to take ownership of that. But people will fall for that because it'll feel like, oh, we're being rewarded. That's great. I went to the movies here yesterday and I reckon there was, in front of me, there was probably 2 or 3 people using those government vouchers because they get rewarded when they get so they get rewarded with all these vouchers. So they virtually go to the movies and things for free. So this is all this reward system. It's already started, hasn't it? It looks like the big reset credit scoring system that's coming in. But there is a lot of this. And that's why the guides are kind of saying, what legacy do you want to leave behind? You know, it's about your personal vision for that future. You know, what do you want to leave behind you? So this is the process these people are going through. Not us. We're not going through that. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. We know where we're heading. We're not... gosh, you know, for a lot of us, I think if they brought all those rules back, we'd half ignore them, to be quite honest now. We've kind of got that strength that we'd go, no, this is BS. We're not doing it anymore. You know, it reminds me of that Pink Floyd song, Brick in the Wall, that we had the other week. You know, we're not going to conform and just march along like soldiers anymore. We're going to end up, you know, like the kids in the classroom at the end of that, chucking the tables and all running out of the classroom and telling them all to get stuffed. Basically, we're kind of at that point now, I think. Let me know down below if you're feeling like you're at that point. But I'm thinking that a lot of us are at that point. You know, we do want to leave a good legacy behind us. We don't want to just have nothing at the end of all this life, to have nothing to hand to our kids or to help them through this journey of life. You know, it's very frustrating, isn't it? But I'm definitely getting that, you know, this is about the legacy and what you want to, you know, what you want to be sort of remembered by. Like, what do you want your grandkids to think of you, or people, not that I'm saying that you need to care what people think of you, because we know we all get attacked and everything. We know what some of them must think of us. But, you know, this is that legacy. Like, you know, you think of people in the war and how they fought in Gallipoli, or they fought in France, or wherever they fought. And in Germany, you know, Vietnam, they copped it. God, big time. But, you know, this is about, you know, finally that respect now is being given to all of these people who stood up and fought for their countries. And I'm not saying like we're all in that category, but there's a lot of us freedom fighters who stood up very early and fought those really hard battles in the very beginning. And that's what I'm getting, is that looking back in time, you would rather be known for standing up against tyranny and being dictated to than just caving and giving in. That's just not who we are. So now these people that I talk about waking up are having to find that inner strength, inner resolve. They're having to break down their core wounds. They're having to reach that inner strength to decide which way they're going to go, because they're at the fork in the road. Do I keep complying with all this garbage that they're feeding us, Or do I actually make a stand now and say, like, no, enough is enough? They're at a crossroads. We know it. We can see it clearly that they're at a crossroads now. Oh, they would have to be feeling so frustrated, wouldn't they? They would. I'll just see what else we get today. I'm getting the song today, When the Generals Talk. Now, I don't know if any of you remember that song. I can't think who sings it. When the generals talk, we've got to do what they do. It's something like that. When the generals talk. So it's showing like these dictators, and that when they talk, we've got to do what they say. But we never do. We never do what they say. But I'm definitely getting that song today, so look that up. When the generals talk. I'm sure that's what it's called. Just trying to think. It's a very regimented kind of song. It might mean something for some of you guys over there, maybe in England. I've got the feeling it's like English or something like that. I'm going to look that up today. Everybody go and look up When the Generals Talk. We'll see if there's any meaning in that song today. But I'm definitely getting that. It's an 80s song, I think, pretty much again. I'll just see what else we get around this. I don't know who sings it, if it's Australian or UK. Anyway, we'll look it up. When the Generals Talk. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Meaning these people of power and people who think they're in charge. It's this illusion. I keep getting the word illusion a lot this week, but it's an illusion. Just because you're wearing a general's outfit, for example, I could put a general's outfit and I would, look like a general, and then I would probably get into that persona and start to act like a general. Now, that's kind of the imagery I'm getting today. Just because these people in power are wearing like a costume, it's saying, not literally a general's outfit, or if you put one on Klaus Schwab, that's interesting, and put the little moustache on him, we would definitely see him like that. And he would remind us of someone else, wouldn't he? But what they're saying is just because you put a costume on doesn't make you powerful. It's an illusion. They're just people wearing costumes who are trying to portray that image that they're in charge. Like, if you think of a general, they're usually in charge. So I'm getting that sort of imagery today that we have to know, and I think a lot of you know out there, that this is an illusion. They're just trying to put themselves in power. It's like they put their costume on, so that puts them in charge. Like, for example, we could look at Bill Gates, because he's one we talk about a lot here. He thinks he's in charge because he lays out money and he buys everything and he owns everything. He in his mind thinks he's got like the general's costume on, and he should be respected. I talk about that a lot on here. That's an illusion that they have. None of us see him that way, do we? And for example, Fauci, I don't think any of us see Fauci as a big general or a hero or anyone to, be very respected. Gosh, that'd be the last people that we would have respect for, to be honest. But I'm definitely getting that. They think it's an illusion. It's just it's their view of themselves. It's not anybody. And even these people waking up, I don't think they view them like that, to be honest, because, half of them don't even know about them. Half of them wouldn't even know who Klaus Schwab is. But when they do, they're going to just think it's a joke and a conspiracy, because he seems like such an unreal character. And yet he sees himself as this big general, kind of dictator of the world. It's just embarrassing, isn't it, really? So I'm definitely getting that from the guides, that it's just an illusion, that they feel they are on this pedestal and talking down to the little people, which we all know that's what they think they're doing. I'll see what else we get today. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the guides are saying to me, if we had to make a stand, we would. Now, this is for you guys watching my channel. If we had to stand up again, they're saying that we would. At the moment, we don't feel the need because we're too tired. We don't feel the need to do this because we're not needing to fight that battle again. Now, John, you were saying that there's a lot of protests in the UK at the moment about the cost of living, and that is fantastic. It was great to get that feedback from you because we need these people standing up and protesting. And there was a lot of them. I actually ended up Googling it on YouTube, and it did pop up. And there was a lot of people at those protests, and that's fabulous because that shows us that these people are waking up. They're overwhelmed now. The waves are coming to them and they're washing them over. And they're like the castaways. They're exhausted from all this. So they're having to stand up and do their battles and do their fights. Not us. We're not doing that anymore. If it came to the point where we had to and we felt that need, I feel like we've still got enough fight and hunger in us that we would do it again. But because we've reached a place of acceptance and that peaceful feeling in our body, but we've come to that acceptance of the situation, we're able to really detach. And that's why we're kind of staying detached. You know, that's the advice I give you always, is not to be around people who are waking up, because I always talk about that shooting the messenger, or they're going to attack you because you're the one that's bringing them the truth and they don't want to hear the truth, and that's terrible, keep it away, and who are you to be telling me? And, you know, we've all gone through this. I know you guys have. Gosh, you comment all the time. It's great. And we share our experiences down below. But that's what I'm definitely getting is, you know, people are waking up, but they're waking up for different reasons. Because they're tired. They are tired. Could you imagine being them for, like, being lied to for 2.5 years, nearly 3? This is still going on. They're still having their lives destroyed financially. They're still overworked. The nurses, the doctors, the ambos, they're all overworked. Nothing's changing. They say they're going to give them all these wonderful financial packages. It's all just hearsay. It's not happening, probably, is it? Yeah, they might throw them a bone every now and again and give them a bonus, but that's only going to last a couple of months, and then they're back to where they started, if not worse, because the cost of living's still going up. So nothing changes. It's this cycle. It just goes on and on and on. Not for us, because we hopped off a long time ago. Great place to be over here, behind the fence, or living in Terrabilla, living our best lives, trying to make the most of, you know, every moment that we're here on earth, because we're not here for that long. So who's going to want to stay just locked down in their bedroom? No one. So I'm definitely getting that today. I'll see if there's any closing messages. They're showing me like we're in this, we're on like a carriage. This is you guys watching my channel, and we've got the reins and we're pulling the reins in. So we're slowing our horses right down now. And this is about where we're at. We have managed to slow our lives down and enjoy our surroundings. We don't want to keep going down that road and that path because we know where it's headed. And that's why we've pulled the reins in and we've come to pretty much a standstill. And that's where we want to be. We've chosen to stand still and enjoy where we're at. We don't want to keep going down that path. We've just parked up the wagon virtually, and that's our little safe spot. It's almost saying you could put out the picnic rug and have a nice champagne and some chocolate strawberries and sit back against the tree now and just enjoy the sunlight and enjoy our little space of freedom, feeling whole again, not having to fight those battles. Let the others continue down that road now, because this is now their battle to fight. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. We're over here having a picnic under the tree, and that sounds like a very good place to be on a Monday morning here in cloudy, snowy mountains in Australia. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Please have a wonderful day. Stay very strong and always protect yourself. It's very important moving forward. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe and hit those like buttons if you haven't. Take care. Bye, everyone.